Hello, Medicare Advantage Risk Adjustment Operators, Innovators, and Learners. Welcome to another learning series of the Hughes Academy Risk Adjustment Made Easy, the Medicare Advantage kind. I am your host tutor, Dr. Prince Belwa. If today is your first time joining us, we want to say welcome. If you have been a seasoned learner with us, we also appreciate your time that you're spending with us, and we want to say welcome. If you have not subscribed yet, I will encourage you to subscribe, to like, to share, so that you do not miss anything from us. This is a new month, therefore we are starting a new learning series, which is Risk Adjustment Data Validation, RADV. There's a lot of conversation in the industry about it, so I wanted to take the time for us to dig a little more into RADV over this month as we all get ourselves ready as an industry with what the administration is planning to do. But before that, I want to invite you to register for our second cohort online class, HCC in Fire, which I'm co-hosting that with Dr. Yubin Park. This will be held June 16th to the 18th between 7 to 8 p.m. EST. It's going to be a 3-day class, and we are excited to have you there. So you can either use the link or the QR code over here to register for the class. And we are excited and can't wait to see you there. Let's get into today's. Today we are looking at RADV, and we want to start this week with some definitions because it gives us some context as we look at the things that we'll be covering over this month. So we'll look at some Code of Federal Regulations, CFR definitions of RADV, because these are the core foundation of all the work that is being done. So knowing our foundational definitions help us to now have a context for all the things that we'll cover over this month. Risk adjustment data validation. This definition is coming from the 42 CFR Code of Federal Regulations, and it says RADV is a payment audit of an MA organization, which is a Medicare Advantage organization, administered by the Secretary, that ensures the integrity and accuracy of risk adjustment payment data. So let's do some breakdowns here. So it's a payment audit, and the payment audit is pertaining to risk adjustment payment data. So this is risk adjustment payment audit. And who is being audited? MA organizations. So Medicare Advantage organizations are being audited, and it is being administered by the Secretary. In this case is HHS CMS, and the goal of it is to ensure the integrity and accuracy of risk adjustment payment. So it's pretty much a risk adjustment payment integrity work as you go through RADV. Further on, this also have information regarding RADV. And let's break this definition down. MA organizations and their providers and practitioners are required to submit a sample of medical records for the validation of risk adjustment data as required by CMS. There may be penalties for submission of false data. MA organizations must remit improper payments based on RADV audits in a manner specified by CMS. For RADV audits, CMS may extrapolate RADV contract level audit findings for payment year 2018 and subsequent payment years. And this is from the Code of Federal Regulations, and we will take some time to break this thing down also. So who is being audited? MA organizations and the providers and practitioners that these MA organizations are contracted with. So it's not just an MA organization affair. This affects the providers and the practitioners that are working with MA organizations. And they are required to submit a sample of medical records, which comes from the providers and the practitioners that are serving the beneficiaries. And the goal is for validation of risk adjustment data. So through the risk adjustment process, as data is being submitted, the validation work doesn't happen, but it comes later after that. It is as required by CMS. So CMS is requiring MA organizations to submit a sample of medical records from their providers and practitioners for audit. And as we continue on, it says that there may be penalties for submission of false data. That means that the data that are being submitted for data validation should not be false, because there are penalties for that. And the MA organizations must remit improper payments based on the RADV audit, meaning after the RADV audit and the RADV process brings up improper payments, which in this context we are looking at risk adjustment, then the MA remit money back to CMS for the amounts that they got paid in their risk adjustment process. And it is in a manner specified by CMS. That means CMS telling the plans what to do. Then it goes on to say for RADV audits, CMS may extrapolate contract level audit findings for payment year 2018 and subsequent payment year. So there are some extrapolation processes that are being made. Why? Because a sample of the medical records are being validated, and based on that sample's finding, CMS will now extrapolate that across. And then if there are any improper payments, then the plans have to remit that payment back. And that is the risk adjustment data validation, RADV, in a very short summary based on the definitions we see in the Code of Federal Regulations. I hope this is simple and makes sense, because it's going to be the core foundation of all the things that you are hearing in the industry and all the things that we'll be covering in this month. I look forward to studying this with you. Before I end for today, I want to invite you, if you have not done so already, to go to the Hills Academy website, www.thehillsacademy.com. If you have not subscribed to our email list so that you do not miss anything, I will encourage you to do so, and you get our free signature gift, From Chaos to Clarity, the essential comparison cheat sheet on Medicare Advantage risk adjustment data sources. This is very important for the RADV. Download your free copy. If this is helpful to you, I will encourage you to like, to share, to subscribe to somebody else, share with your team. This month and all that we've been covering throughout this channel is been preparing you to win in Medicare Advantage risk adjustment. Bye for now.